John Ulzheimer is known as one of our nation's most recognized credit experts. Having worked for 28 years in the credit industry, John has become one of the most prolific speakers about credit and the go-to authority on answers to credit-related questions. Credit Countdown with John Ulzheimer.
Hey there, this is John Ulzheimer. I am a consumer credit expert. I have almost 30 years of experience in the credit industry. I've spent time at FICO, which is the company behind the FICO credit scoring system, and Equifax, which is one of the 3 generally recognized credit bureaus in the United States. And so today I'm going to answer a question about credit cards, the effectiveness of credit cards, and why you need credit cards. So first off, for some reason, and I'm not exactly sure why this is, but you know, consumer advocates and those pretend credit experts who you see on TV from time to time, they love to vilify credit cards as if they're some sort of demonic instrument concocted by lenders to beat up on consumers. I think maybe one of the reasons that credit cards are so vilified is because the APRs, or the interest rates on credit cards, are pretty high. On average, it's 17% for a non-retail store card, and for retail store cards, they're in their 20s. And so I think that they get criticized because it's very expensive to carry credit card debt. But otherwise, I'm not entirely sure why these pretend credit experts vilify credit card accounts. So here's why you need credit cards. Okay, there's tons of reasons. Number one, it's portable capacity. How many of you carry a checkbook around anymore? None of you. How many of you even know what a checkbook is? We pay for things digitally these days. So, you know, and how many of you carry around gobs of cash? When you go on vacation, you carry around thousands and thousands of dollars of cash? I don't think so. So it's portable capacity. I mean, you can take a credit card and it can have buying power of tens of thousands of dollars. So that's number one, is that they're very, very effective and useful when you're traveling, because you don't have to carry around a bunch of cash. That's number one. Number two, ironclad fraud protections. I'm talking fantastic. All these stories you hear in the news about, you know, data breaches and massive credit card fraud, guess what? Consumers didn't lose a penny in any of them. When you are the subject of credit card fraud, you have ironclad protections from financial liability. The Fair Credit Billing Act, among other things, caps your liability for credit card fraud to no more than $50. On top of that, the 4 major credit card networks, Visa, Amex, MasterCard, and Discover, have 0 fraud liability policies. And so to the extent that you have been the victim of credit card fraud, unless you just never reported it, which would be silly, the minute you reported it, you essentially are absolved of your liability for any of the debt incurred fraudulently. So you didn't lose a penny. So all these stories about credit card fraud and all that, the consumers didn't actually lose any money. There may have been some inconvenience. They had to get a new card. They had to change some of the account numbers on various websites for auto billing, but otherwise they didn't lose any money. That's number 2. So number 3, and these aren't in any order of importance, is credit building. How many of you built credit by opening a credit card account or being added as an authorized user on a credit card account? I mean, I can see all your hands going up. I did it. My father added me as an authorized user to a credit card back in the 1980s. That's how I built credit. So to the extent that you use credit cards, you are also going to be concurrently at the same time building or rebuilding your credit reports and your credit scores. So that's a 3rd reason to use credit cards. A 4th reason to use credit cards is interest is optional, right? You don't pay interest on a credit card unless you carry a balance from month to month. You can't say that about mortgages. You can't say that about auto loans. You can't say that about student loans. You can't say that about boat loans, motorcycle loans, personal loans. You can't say that about any loans. But we don't vilify mortgages. We don't vilify student loans. We don't vilify auto loans. But man, we love to beat up on credit cards, don't we? So interest on credit cards is optional. It's the only credit product other than a home equity line of credit where you can choose to not pay interest. And so really you're getting free loans from your credit card issuer month after month after month, as long as you make your payment in full. So that's reason number 4 why I love credit card accounts, is because you don't pay any interest unless you choose to get into debt that's too high, that you can't pay it off in full every single month. So that's it. Those are the reasons why I love credit cards. I know I'm going to get some criticisms in the comment section below because people love to have knee-jerk reactions, negative knee-jerk reactions about credit cards. But if you can explain to me legitimately, without name-calling, why you think that they're bad, then please feel free to drop them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to get to them respectfully. And thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk again soon.
For more videos and credit tips from John Ulzheimer, go to www.tradelinesupply.com.